Hello, it's me, Mr. 3DS, and I'm back again with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about a topic that I put way too much time investing in. That's right, we are going to be talking about Team Fortress 2's worst weapon. Now, this video has been in development hell for a while now, but now that it's finally released, I have decided to narrow this down to 5 TF2 weapons I think are deserving of the title. Also, for this list, I've tried to narrow this down from one weapon throughout one class, so that way it feels more original. No, and trust me, there is a lot of honorable mentions on this list. Like, a lot. So, with that out of the way, let's begin! Number 5. The
You are
jetpack.
fat, you are a joke.
Listen, I don't play a whole lot of Pyro, admittedly, but even through the brief moments where I have played him, this weapon just feels like a detriment to my play. The whole problem of this weapon is that there's just never really a good time to use it. I mean, it takes way too long to ready up, it takes way too long to launch, and then it takes way too long to put away. Unless someone is literally blind, there's no way you're actually going to be able to kill anyone with this thing, because not only are they going to be able to hear you, they're going to be able to see the giant flying pyro coming at them from 20 miles away. Also, when you're flying, it's really easy for a scout or sniper just to completely destroy you while you're in midair. And while you could say, oh, well, can't you make the same argument about the soldier's rocket jump? One, that rocket jump is really fast, and two, you're not weaponless. You have a rocket launcher that you can shoot at someone. So even if they do kill you, you end up doing damage to them. With Pyro's jetpack, you can't even exchange weapons until you've landed, and even when you do, it takes a ridiculously long amount of time to do so. And you could say, oh, well, what about the stomp feature? Trying to land on someone's head who isn't a heavier engineer who are just going to completely maul you anyway is an extremely hard thing to do. And even when you do land on someone, the damage is so pitiful it's barely worth mentioning. Just use Soldier's Goomba shoes and you'll have a 10 times better output than this rubbish. Oh, and before we move on, every other class that has some sort of flying mechanic does it at least 10 times better than this thing. Number 4. See, number 4 was a very hard choice to make as I was narrowing this down, but I decided that this spot should probably go to the bigger.
Wrong answer! That's what the kids call epic fail.
I know this weapon has its fans, but in all honesty, I just can't see why people like this thing. I mean, what is the point of weakening the already most weakest class in the game just so that way you can run faster? I mean, seriously, unless there is a person in front of that person and they're not wearing headphones, then, well, you're not going to get far. Especially if, well, you're running, you backstab someone, and there's someone in front of them. If that person has a pair of headphones, well, you're screwed. Just because you have increased level speed doesn't mean you're going to be able to dodge minigun bullets. See, in very niche situations, this weapon has its uses, but in most general situations, this weapon just sucks, and the large majority of the time, you're going to get caught, and when you do, you might as well just accept your fate because you have no way of escaping unless you have the dead ringer. See, it's no fun to run, fake your death, hide somewhere, come back, run, fake your death again, and then repeat that cycle and hoping that you don't die because someone decides to track you down while you're faking your death, which by then you'll have no way to escape and you'll die. And you could say, oh, well, you're supposed to play it boldly. Now, see, if you ask me, I can definitely see where this bold playthrough can definitely have its place, the only issue is that it's outshined by the stock knife in every area. See, this weapon shines in being able to backstab everyone in a blink of an eye. The only issue is that stock does this, but slowly and more efficiently since you don't have a health debuff. See, I understand why the debuff is there, because if it wasn't, then Spy would become way too overpowered. I just wish they did something else with that debuff than turn Spy into an even more glass cannon than he already is. Not to mention that glass cannon can miss, and when it does, well, you better raise the white flag like the French do, because it's game over. Number 3. Now, number 3 was also a weapon that I had absolutely no confusion about choosing, that being Soldier's Beggar Bazooka. See, with the other weapons where they very much have their use, the Beggar's Bazooka doesn't have any use, and the only use that it has can easily be outmatched by stock. See, the Beggar's Bazooka allows you to load up 3 rocket launchers, one at a time, very slowly, and then you have to release them all. The only issue is the fact that these rockets go all over the place, which are nowhere near your crosshair. Now, people have found a workaround for this. Supposedly, you load up one rocket, fire. You load up another rocket, fire. And then you repeat that until you either run out of ammo or you don't have anyone left to fight. The only issue is that every other rocket launcher is able to fire and load their rockets faster than this hump of junk. You can't do a long string of damage like you can the airstrike. You can't do insane splash damage like the stock. And you can't do mini crits like you can the direct hit. And even if you do hit all 3 rockets, which is very unlikely and sometimes impossible, you can guarantee that you're not even going to be able to kill the person most of the time because this thing has such hideous splash damage that it makes the direct hit clap. While this weapon can somewhat be good for rocket jumping, you're better just using the stock rocket launcher since it's better than this thing in every way. Number 2. Now, unlike those other 2 weapons, I had a very hard time picking this one since, well, there was about 3 front runners and 2 of them will be mentioned in the honorable mention soon. However, if you ask me, the honors of the second worst weapon goes to the Huel Long Heater. Without a doubt, this is Heavy's worst minigun in his arsenal. Now, normally, with all the other weapons I mentioned, they have their moments. But this one, the only moment I can think of is when you accidentally light a spy on fire because he goes in to backstab you. See, first thing, the shitty little fire ring around the minigun actually drains up your ammo, so you can drain your minigun's ammo without ever firing it. Plus, the fire ring is entirely useless and only gets people that are having close-to-close combat with you, which is almost never an issue because you are a heavy. This weapon also shoots very slowly and doesn't really have any other thing that is actually worth using it for besides herder funny fire. Like legit, the only thing to use this weapon for is fire and nothing else. And even then, other weapons do this way better. The Natasha, Brass Beast, Stock, Tommy Slav all do this minigun's purpose but way better. What's the point of using this minigun when everything else legit beats this thing? Of course, this thing's still a minigun, which means that it's not the worst thing ever and that avoids it from being number 1, but at the same time, this thing is still really, really bad, and at the very least is Heavy's worst minigun. Or hell, I'd go as far to say Heavy's worst weapon. These guys weren't too bad before the nerf. But before we get to number 1, I want to take a little break and talk about the honorable mentions. Because trust me, there was quite a few that barely just avoided being put on this list. The first one being the Sandman. Listen, this thing has just no use anymore. Like, wow, you can hit someone with a ball that does basically nothing, and you also lose, like, 10 health, which makes no sense, and I don't understand why they did that, because it just doesn't, it doesn't add anything to the weapon. The Classic. You know what's funny? When I actually used this thing for the first time in ages, I actually got accused of hacking, because when you zoom in with this thing, you move slightly faster than zoomed out. And I guess not enough people use the Classic to know that's a fact. Odd. But of course, the obvious points. This thing has a bullshit charge mechanic. Whenever you're not zoomed in while this thing's charged, it takes 5 years to move to one spot. And when you are zoomed in, it can mess with your gameplay because you move way too fucking fast. The Gas Passer. Yes, I'm sure if you've been in the TF2 community, you know how much of a ass this thing is to use outside of MVM. Like, that is the only good place where this thing shines, and even then, you're probably going to get kicked for using it. But even then, I don't really need to explain why this thing sucks. It takes too long to charge, barely does any damage, and can be neglected by the short circuit. The Crocodile Sing and the Razorback. These things only have one use, and if you ever do get into a situation where they're useful, it's very rare and far between. The Liberty Launcher. This thing sucks, has bullshit explosion radius, and does absolutely pitiful damage. Like, Jesus Christ, this thing got absolutely fucking destroyed in terms of damage debuff. Like, holy hell. Next up, the 2 other items that were fighting for second place, the Quick Fix and the Babyface Blaster. The Quick Fix heals its targets to about 185 and can't save anyone if its life depended on it, and the Babyface Blaster, because I love trying to run around and kill people only to accidentally double jump, which is Scout's core feature, and to lose everything and then to be blasted away because this thing requires speed to work. Like, seriously, you run in, kill some people, and then run out. What happens if you try that without any speed? Oh yeah, you fucking die! Next up, we have the spells, which, yes, aren't really technically a weapon, but they still count here, so shut up. Half of the time, these things feel like bullshit RTD rolls, and when they don't, They could be replaced by a weapon because their effects are so dog shit they don't have any use. And our final two honorable mentions being the only stock weapons, the pistol and the fire axe. These two are easily overshined by every other weapon in their arsenal, fucking sucks when it comes to actual combat, and are just useless. I fucking hate them. And finally, after all that's done, we reach number one, the back scatterer.
Not happy.
You're broke. You're homeless.
Now, I don't have a clip because I deleted this a while ago, but the thing that really got me off my ass and made me start making this video was an experience I had with the backscatterer. I'm on whatever this map's called, fucking Jungle Inferno, I don't fucking know, and I was rushing towards red spawn, and they have a teleporter here, so obviously I go to kill it, and this thing takes me 2 rounds, 2 whole rounds to kill this thing. I come back with the stock scatter gun, and it takes me 6 shots to kill a teleporter. And it wasn't even level 3, it was fucking level 1! And mind you, the scatter gun has the same amount of rounds as the backscatterer. That means for the backscatterer, it takes 2 rounds of 6 shots to kill a level 1 teleporter. Stock, force of nature, and even babyface blaster is able to outpace this thing. Like, holy shit. Every other weapon pales in comparison to how trash this thing is, as well as the fact that its mechanics rarely come into play. Mini crits when you shoot someone from behind, yeah, that's real smart. It totally won't cause the person to turn around even quicker and maul you to death. This thing's damage, probably the worst I think I've ever seen in the entire game. The noise that this thing makes, it sounds like an elephant sneezing. This thing sucks, its design sucks, and the only time this thing's ever gotten notoriety is when someone made Penis Scout. Fucking hell, I fucking hate this thing. So, in short, if you ever encounter these weapons via random item drop, or someone trades them with you, or, well, you just happen to own these and you're curious as to how they play, first off, if you wonder why nobody else uses them, it's because they suck, and you're actively detrimenting your team by using this trash. Or alternatively, if you have these in your inventory, turn them into refined metal and then sell them on the black market. Or just delete them. You'll be doing everyone a favor. Oh, and I know some of you are going to mention the red tape recorder, but trust me, I don't think I could play with that thing any longer than 2 minutes, or else I'd probably be jumping out a 6th floor apartment. And well, that should be it. I've covered all the worst weapons. And trust me, this video was a bit of a doozy, because actively playing with these things, I think, messed with my KD. And with that out of the way, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I want to hit 500 before the end of the year. And see y'all later. Bye-bye!